You're listening to a podcast by the Perennial Leader Project. Welcome back to Dying Every Day, Stoicism in a Year. This is day 20, and we're focusing on how to stop wasting time through a selected passage from Epictetus. Immediately think it is right to live as someone making progress. If anything difficult, pleasant, glorious, or inglorious be presented to you, remember that now is the contest. Now are the Olympic Games, and they cannot be deferred, and that it depends on one defeat and one giving way that progress is either lost or maintained. In this way, Socrates became perfect, in all things improving himself, attending to nothing except reason. But you, though you are not yet a Socrates, ought to live as someone who wishes to be a Socrates. In this passage is adapted from the Enchiridion, or Handbook. It's important to remember that practical wisdom involves focusing on the present moment while simultaneously knowing how to utilize it. It's knowing what matters and what doesn't, recognizing the actual value of time, and seizing life's precious and impermanent moments. In his classic Philosophy as a Way of Life, the French philosopher Pierre Hadot explained that attention is the fundamental Stoic attitude. It's a continuous vigilance and presence of mind, self-consciousness that never sleeps, and a constant tension of the spirit. Thanks to this attitude, the philosopher is fully aware of what he does at each instant and wills his actions entirely. The Stoics consistently advise us to avoid putting things off. You might recall day 7, titled "Let Us Postpone Nothing," where Seneca urged us to balance life's accounts every day. Similarly, in his Meditations, the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius put it this way: remember how long you've been putting this off, how many extensions the gods gave you, and you didn't use them. At some point, you have to recognize what world it is that you belong to, what power rules it, and from what source you spring. There is a limit to the time assigned to you. Consider reflecting on what it means to be committed to living in the present moment. You might ask yourself, what have I been putting off? Or, what is distracting me from what truly matters? Thank you for listening to Dying Every Day, Stoicism in a Year. I hope you found something useful for daily life. If you enjoy what we're doing here and want to support the project, consider becoming a Perennial Meditations member. And finally, as always, I urge you to put what you heard into practice. Until next time, be wise and be well.